Most people flip a coin when choosing RRSP versus TFSA and call it a plan. You don't have to guess anymore. Here's a practical, simple plan you can apply this year. RRSP and TFSA are both designed to grow your money, but they work on different rules. Understanding those rules is the first step to making them work for you, not against you. Think of them as two tools in the same toolbox. One saves you money today, the other saves money for tomorrow. The smart move is to use both in the right mix for the goals you have. First, a quick plain language view. An RRSP gives you a tax deduction now. You contribute with before-tax money, and the money grows tax-deferred. You pay taxes when you withdraw, usually in retirement. A TFSA grows tax-free, and withdrawals are also tax-free. You contribute with after-tax money, but the growth and withdrawals don't trigger taxes. The big advantage is flexibility and liquidity without tax penalties. So which should you choose? There isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. The choice depends on your current tax rate, your expected tax rate in retirement, and what you're saving for right now. Let's unpack the main differences in a practical way. An RRSP is often stronger for people who earn a higher income now than they expect to earn in retirement. The tax deduction can meaningfully lower your current bill, which lets you save more today. A TFSA is often stronger for people who value flexibility, want tax-free growth, or expect to need withdrawals before retirement. It also acts as a buffer against the year you need cash for a big life event, like a home purchase or emergency fund. Imagination helps here. If you picture your money as three tools, RRSP is your tax deferral hammer, TFSA is your tax-free screwdriver. You use both, but in different jobs and at different times. A simple framework to guide your choices is to ask 4 questions every year. Question 1, what is my current tax rate? Question 2, what tax rate do I expect in retirement? Question 3, what are my near-term cash needs? Question 4, what larger goal am I saving for, like a home down payment or retirement? If your current tax rate is high and you expect it to be lower in retirement, RRSP contributions often make sense. The tax deduction now can be big, and you'll typically pay taxes later at a lower rate when you withdraw. If you're in a low tax rate today, or you expect your retirement tax rate to be similar or higher, TFSA contributions can be a very strong move. You lock in tax-free growth now, and you avoid any tax on withdrawals that could raise your retirement income. Here's a practical, actionable plan you can start this year. Step 1. Open both accounts if you don't already have them. A TFSA and an RRSP give you maximum flexibility and a safety net. Step 2. Check for employer matching. If your employer offers a matching RRSP contribution, contribute at least enough to get the full match. It's essentially free money and a guaranteed return, so don't leave it on the table. Step 3. Set a monthly automatic contribution that you won't think about. Treat this like paying a bill. The automation keeps you on track even when life gets busy. Step 4. Decide on a baseline split between RRSP and TFSA contributions. A common practical starting point is to lean toward the account that reflects your current tax situation, then adjust after a year. For many people, a 50-50 split is a good starting point, with changes based on your goals. If you're in a higher tax bracket today, you might put more into RRSP initially and then shift more to TFSA as your income grows or your goals change. If you're in a lower bracket now, start with more TFSA and top up RRSP when you anticipate a larger tax deduction later. Step 5. Earmark part of your TFSA for an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses in a TFSA is a solid benchmark. You'll have immediate access without any tax hit if plans change or a true emergency pops up. Step 6. Allocate a portion of your savings to growth investments inside both accounts. A simple, long-term approach works. Broad market index funds or low-cost ETFs. The goal is to keep costs low and let time do the heavy lifting. Step 7. Use your RRSP for long-term retirement growth and consider special tools if you have big goals. If you're planning to buy a home in the next few years, look at the RRSP Home Buyer's Plan. But go in with eyes open. The money you withdraw must be repaid to your RRSP over a number of years. Step 8. Consider a spousal strategy if you have a partner. A spousal RRSP can help balance retirement income between two earners. The key is coordinating contributions, so you're not paying extra taxes later because both of you draw heavily at the same time. Step 9. Recheck once a year. Not just when you get a raise. Life changes, tax rules change, and your goals shift. An annual check-in keeps you aligned with your plan and your numbers. Now, let's bring this to life with a few scenarios. Scenario 1. A young professional with a growing career. They earn more now than they expect to in retirement. They want tax relief today and a strong nest egg for later. A practical setup is to lean RM more into RRSP early, use TFSA for growth and for near-term goals, and keep some cash in TFSA for flexibility. Scenario 2. Someone in mid-career with a stable but moderate income. They value flexibility and tax-free growth because they anticipate tax changes and perhaps more withdrawals in retirement for travel or family needs. A balanced approach works. A steady TFSA contribution, plus a smaller but steady RRSP push to capture some tax relief and retirement savings. Scenario 3. A high-income earner who expects to be in a similar or lower tax bracket in retirement. The plan often emphasizes maximizing RRSP contributions to reduce current taxes, with a robust TFSA reserve for flexibility and for future tax-free growth. Scenario 4. A couple planning for a home purchase. TFSA is especially relevant here because you can withdraw without taxes and recontribute in the future. Use TFSA for the down payment and coordinate RRSP contributions so that you also receive the benefit of tax relief now, and you don't overly burden retirement plans later. Now, what about mistakes to avoid? Do not treat RRSPs as a catch-all retirement fund for everyone. The tax rules are nuanced, and early withdrawals can hurt more than they help if you're not using them for the right purpose. Avoid neglecting the emergency fund. TFSA is great for growth, but it's not a substitute for cash you can access quickly if something unexpected occurs. Without enough liquidity, you could be forced into selling investments in a down market. Don't ignore the effect on government benefits. TFSA withdrawals don't count as income for old age security calculations in some cases, while RRSP withdrawals can. In retirement, every dollar counts, so plan for how these accounts interact with benefits. Be cautious with the home buyer's plan. It can help with a down payment, but it's a loan from your own retirement fund. If you don't repay on time, those amounts could be counted as income and taxed. A practical tip you can borrow today. Treat both accounts like a single savings plan with two streams. Name one stream, Tax Relief Now, RRSP, and the other, Tax-Free Growth and Liquidity, TFSA. Move money between streams if life changes, not on gut feelings or trends. To make this concrete, here's a simple checklist you can use in your next financial review. Do I understand my current tax rate and my expected retirement tax rate? Do I have an emergency fund in TFSA? Do I maximize employer matching? Is my contribution split aligned with my goals? Am I using RRSP for home purchases only when it makes sense? Am I coordinating with my partner if we have one? The underlying idea is to reduce guesswork and replace it with a plan you can automate. You don't have to be perfect, but you do want consistency. The big wins come from steady contributions, broad diversification, low costs, and a clear sense of purpose for each dollar you save. If you're unsure, start with a practical, slow build. Open both accounts, set up automatic contributions, and pick a default split that matches your current situation. Revisit that split every year or after a big life change, and adjust as needed. Now, a quick word on risk tolerance and investment choices inside these accounts. The accounts themselves don't decide your risk. You decide how much risk to take and how to diversify. The key is to keep costs low and stay invested through market swings. Keep your investment approach simple. Use broad market funds, low-fee ETFs, or a mix of index funds. Rebalance once a year to keep your target asset mix. Small, steady changes beat big, impulsive shifts. If you want a practical starter plan you can copy, here it is in plain language. Start with a monthly contribution that you can comfortably repeat for a year. Put half of that into TFSA for flexibility and emergency needs. Put the other half into RRSP for retirement taxes and growth, or adjust the split if your tax situation changes. If you have a partner, coordinate your contributions. If one person earns more, you can shift a bit to balance retirement savings and tax relief. This coordination can smooth your combined retirements and keep you both on track. Remember, the goal isn't to win every month or beat the market. The goal is to keep contributing, stay patient, and let time compound. The sooner you start, the more your money will thank you later. If you're listening right now and feeling overwhelmed, that's normal. Start small. Pick one action today. Open the accounts, set up automatic deposits, review your current plan, and commit to a 12-month check-in. To close, you don't have to choose perfectly from the start. You'll learn as you go, adjusting to your life and your income. The real power comes from using both accounts in a smart, deliberate way. If you found this helpful, hit the like button so others can find it too. Subscribe to this channel if you want more practical money moves in plain language. Share your questions or your own plan in the comments so I can respond and help you tailor this to your life.